Imagine, I want you to think about this from your perspective. So you have Johnny, your sales guy, going out there and he's making 10%, 10, 50, 50, whatever you're paying him, right? He gets his house locked up. And if you're in this industry long enough, you're going to realize these guys go on to open up their own companies. They move on to other companies. Some people just move away. There's other situations. So if Johnny's still there, great. But if he's not, now you have to send someone out to this house and try to get them to buy. But in the case of this warranty, it was a pre-sold deal. I mean, there was no 10, there was no 50. I mean, you can make a deal with your sales guys that, hey, I'll give this to you. And this is what we suggest. We say we're going to give it to them for a percentage. And I have a deal where I'm like, okay, if you get 3 neighbors in the same 2 days, then I'll give you the 50 or the 10. Why? Because I'm motivating them. They already know they're going to get this extra money. So why not go sell 2 more roofs down the street? I mean, this is just psychology, right? We don't lose. But what you're able to do is, number one, you're able to get sales without the salespeople. Number two, you get a reputation, you lock in neighborhoods. Number three, and I think the most important thing to me, is you have a book of business that has X date. So for example, if you're in Oklahoma, you know that that roof typically within 5 to 7 years will need replacement. So if you had like 1,000 roofs that had this deal on it, and somebody's coming to purchase your company and they want to know from you like, hey, well, why would I buy your company? I mean, residential companies honestly are not worth much. It's more about the people in it. It's not about the brand, because brands can be done fast. We've seen that happen in the industry. People build these brands where they're hustling and they're muscling and whatever, and they're huge brands, and then the brand goes away and there's another brand, right? So brands aren't a big deal. People are a big deal when it comes to the ownership level, and those guys, if you want to be a slave to the person that purchases you, but your underlying people aren't, because there's nothing to stop them to stay there. They're not married to you, they leave. So that's not really a asset. So when you do an asset, like, if a lot of my friends have worked in insurance, and I like to say, like, insurance, when you sold your agency, your whole value was your book of business, and they had X dates